I'm Mars from CSS Answers. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to place the Funnelkit cart anywhere in a navigational menu using a shortcode. You'll need a few plugins to accomplish this. The first plugin you need is WordPress Code or a similar plugin which will allow you to organize and manage your snippets, your code snippets that you'll use to get things done. The next one is shortcode in menus. This allows you to put a shortcode in your navigational menu. And the final plugin for this video will be the Funnelkit sliding cart for WooCommerce. Now let's take a look at the front page here. I want to place the cart right here. I've got an element over here that is the last element in the navigational bar. Let's take a look at Funnelkit. Here it is right here. Okay, so it's not enabled. I'm going to go ahead and enable it. I don't want it on the entire website, so I'm going to put none here. I'm going to go ahead and save those settings. Okay, now we're going to go to the cart menu, and we're going to choose this cart for this particular video. We're going to show the product count. We're not going to show the total, because if we show the total, it'll end up being right here, and it'll be even a greater icon size for that navigational bar. And I don't think it's necessary for this particular. However, you can show that total, and you'll notice what it looks like. Okay, then we want to get that shortcode copied. Okay, and we're going to save this. Now we're going to go to styling. And we're going to look at the colors that we have to work with here. Here's the icon color. It's white. That should match the text that's already in my navigational menu. The background color of the icon, the background color of the count, and the white text in the count. So let's take a peek. There's what it's looking like. Okay, so now we've pretty much got that scored away. And we're going to go take a look again at the navigational bar and see where we're at. And you notice it's not here. So we need to go to the menus and use that shortcode in the menu as one of the items. So we'll go in here to Appearance, Menus. We have the primary menu selected. We're going to probably have to go up here if you've just installed it and make sure that this checkbox is checked. And that's in Screen Options. So we're going to add a shortcode. And we're going to call it cart. Now, even though we've put that title in there for cart, it's not going to come up and say cart. It's just going to have the Funnelkit shortcode appear in the menu. So we'll go ahead and add it to the menu. Now we'll save the menu. Now let's go back and look. And there it is right there. Now, if you notice, the cart icon is not white. And that's because this particular theme or template is overriding that. So what we're going to need to do is do some additional CSS to fix that. So you can right click on the cart to find the container. And in this case, here it is right here. Funnel cart shortcode container. So if we add the color white to that, and the color code for that is F, 3 Fs is sufficient, notice it turns it white. Okay, so we would need this as a code snippet to turn the cart white. The next thing we want to do is we want to move this item into the cart and get rid of that black background. So it only shows the number of items and they're actually in the cart and not hanging out here on the edge. So what we can do is close this, right click on that, and take a look at that and see what that is doing. Okay, and here it is. Funnel cart shortcode container shortcode count. So there's the background. So what we want to do for a second is take a peek at this color here by closing this again, right clicking on the nav bar to see what color that nav bar is. And there it is right there. So now we want to turn that black circle that color so that it basically disappears in the background. So we're going to go ahead and copy that, close this again, right click on that, and inspect that. Okay, so now we right click on this or click on this and we can add this color. So we'll just go ahead and change the color to the actual number that we need. And okay, so notice it's changed the color. Now, we want to reduce that whole area because if we just move it into the cart, some of that background color is going to show. So what we want to do is first move it into the cart and then we'll reduce it. So let's take a peek on how we can do that. This says top here, so we're going to adjust that. And we remove that. And that -5 had it up on top. So let's see what happens if we put a 3 in here. Okay, it kind of moved it up even with the cart. So now we've got this one over here that says right. So let's adjust that one. Okay, let's see, we're having a little trouble here. Okay, we're going to get it. All right, so now we need to move that over. So let's see what 5 does. So 5 is a little too much. So 4, nope, too much. 3, too much. All right, so maybe it's not enough. So now we'll go to 6. That's looking better. So let's go to 7. All right, so now we've kind of got that centered in the cart, and maybe we need to drop it down a little bit more. So let's go with 4. And one more for 5. Okay, so now we've got that number, that item number, centered into the cart. Now we need to do something about this red diameter around the number that is obstructing the cart view. So if we look at that, and we can see width and height. So let's do a little bit of maneuvering on that. Let's go 0. And then on the width, let's go 0 pixels as well. Okay, so now we've kind of gotten rid of the red, a lot of it. So now we need to move it back down into the cart. So we need to add some more spacing. And then, you know, you got to play with this and get it right. And eventually you'll have a code snippet that's ready to install and use. Okay, so we're getting close there. And let's see, we like it right there. So 13 picks, top, 7 right. So what we would do is we would capture this entire code snippet and we would install it in the plugin. So let's take a peek. Code snippets. We're going to click on that. And we're going to go down here and we're going to look at the one I already have in here. There's a lot of code snippets I have. Funnelkit cart, margins, border, put price count, in cart. So we're going to look at that. We're going to edit that for a second. Okay, so now if we look at it, this is what we have to do what we need to do. And I'm going to go ahead and activate that so that that is now active and we're going to see it. One of the things that I also did is I changed the shortcode container cursor, and I used my own custom cursor, and you'll see that in a second and I'll explain that to you. Okay, so here is some other things that I've added to other parts of it. And these things I'll explain in a future video. So now let's take a look and see what we ended up with. Okay, so we ended up with this. And the problem with this is that the background here is got a little black in it. If you notice, I have a border and the cursor is a custom cursor that says cart. So when someone scrolls on it, they'll know exactly what they're doing. So let's get rid of that little bit of black. So what we can do is we can go over to the actual cart, Funnelkit, and styles, and the background for the count. We want to click on that, and we want to install that color. And I think it was let's see, nope, not that color. So I'll need to find out what that color is again. So let's go back to the nav bar, right click, inspect it. Okay, so it's AF and 4 zeros. So we'll go back and we'll fix that. And let's see what we get. Okay, so we need the count background color. And there it is right there. And we want to save that. And now we should be in really good shape with our cart. And we have it the way we want it. There you have it right there. This is a simple way to get it wherever you want. Now, the Funnelkit does offer you a way to put it in this nav bar. However, it always puts it at the end of the last thing that's on the nav bar. So let's take a look at that for a second. Let's go back. And we're going to shut off the code snippet that we have in here. Let's just search for it here. Okay, so here it is right here, and I'm going to deactivate it. I'm going to apply that. And then we're going to take a look at it again, and we're going to see it went back to the way it was. However, I'm going to demonstrate what happens when you activate the menu placement in the actual funnel cart setup. So cart menu. Okay, so the cart menu item will be added to the last item in the menu. And we're going to search and we see primary. So we're going to add that and we're going to save it and you'll see what happens here. And this is why you want to use the shortcode so that you can place this cart anywhere in the nav menu. And you can see here, well, because I have the shortcode already set up, it's here, but this is where it would end up after that. So we want to go ahead and get rid of that. So we'll go back. We'll remove this. We'll save this. And we'll go back and we'll activate our code snippet that we made. Let's just do funnel. Okay, so we want to activate this. And let's apply it. Let's take a look now again. All right, there we go. So there you have it. You'll end up with your code snippet without this cursor until you decide you want something like that. The reason I made this is so that it can identify it absolutely as a cart. Now, with the Funnelkit Cart, you click on this and it takes you to a slide out cart. And there's adjustments that I've made to this cart to make the fonts larger, the color of the bar, all of that. So these are going to be in a future video. Look for us. We really appreciate you taking a look at this video. Hopefully this helps you with a little bit of time, and you'll be able to style your cart just the way you want. Thanks a lot.